Hey everyone, it's Taylor Taglianetti from the National Organization of Italian Americans in Film and Television. I'm super excited to be joined today by two-time Emmy nominee Nick Turturro. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Sure, my pleasure.
So Nick, you're known for having a great sense of humor, and you're definitely the comedic relief in Overrun. How much of the humor is written on the page versus what you brought to the script as an actor?
Well, sometimes, if there's something really funny on the page, uh, it makes my job a little easier. But I always feel like, you know, I um I can make things funny that aren't even that funny just by my delivery, just by my cadence, just by me sometimes being grounded. Um, you always put your stamp on something. I mean, like one time I did a cop show for a while, Blue Bloods, and it was their first couple of years, and they go, "Well, we didn't even write it funny, and you're making it funny." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of the trick." I mean, some guys have it, some guys don't. It's weird, but comedy is a funny thing, and I always feel like the great ones always can do both. I'm not saying I'm great, but I'm just saying that guys that I like are not just dramatically good, and even some dramatic actors are very funny. And then you take somebody like Jackie Gleason, who was actually a great actor, but a great comic actor. He was great dramatically, but he was also very, very funny. Um, and I kind of look at myself that way, like I'm more of a dramatic, comedic actor. Now, a lot of people say, "Are you a comedian?" And I'm like, no, no, I'm not a comedian, but I can make people laugh in a different way. I mean, I can tell stories and stuff like that. So I never did stand up. So I don't pretend to be a stand up. I mean, maybe if I had worked at it, but I mean, I can go on and on. Once I get going, some people go, I've been in the makeup trailer on movies where people go, "You just did 20 minutes in here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I never really developed that. But I have developed my sense of comedy years ago when I was on NYPD Blue. They never let me be funny. I had to play the straight man versus this guy, Gordy Clapp, who played the comic bumbling. But I don't really, even as the straight guy, I could be funny, you know. So I think, yeah, a lot of that has to do with you versus, not always. It's not always just the script.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely a gift, and then you've finessed it for sure. And I love those
Yeah,
TikTok videos. I think that really highlights your sense of humor. But
yeah, that's a
yeah.
that's a new that's a new thing that my son put me on. I mean, I'm known more on Twitter as a raging Yankee fan, so but
Oh,
that's my hobby.
I love
And
it.
people think it's really funny. They think it's very funny, but unfortunately, it's actually real. Me watching, it's a sickness of mine where I can't. I'm always venting, and they want a video when I'm angry, and I'm like, I'm kind of drained with doing these videos because I'm like, I'm upset. I'm a real baseball fan, but it's entertainment in the social media world. So
Yeah, and those are an art in itself because you got to keep it down to a certain
yeah,
time. So
well, Angry Nick sometimes is funnier, I guess, than nice Nick, whatever, you know.
yeah. Well, the film's coming
Yeah.
out August 17th on digital and DVD, and more movies are skipping the theatrical release. What's your vision of the future of the action genre? Do you think people are still going to have that appetite watching these types of films more at home?
I mean, it's a different world today, so very tough theatrically, I guess now, depending on the genre and if you have enough stars. I mean, everything is changing. I mean, I just try to do what's good. If something's good, it's good. I mean, I was only in a small part of this movie, so I don't know the whole movie. I only know what I did. But we had a lot of fun, and it was a blast the day I was there. I saw the trailer. The trailer looks good, so I was like, "Oh, cool! It looks like a fun movie." I know what I did. We had a lot of fun. So you never know. Like I was in Black Klansman. I was only in a few scenes. I didn't really see the movie. I didn't know how good the movie was going to be, and then the movie was really good, and I kind of shined in the few scenes. So I was like, "Wow, it's good to do good work and something that's good." So
Yeah.
you can do good work and things that don't even work. Sometimes it's not your fault, the movie comes together or it doesn't. And you're like, wow, sometimes, good work, it doesn't get as noticed because maybe the movie wasn't that great, and sometimes, you could be bad in it too, because it's like just a bad movie, and happens to even guys that are great actors. I've seen, so, no one really knows.
Yeah, well, you're speaking about Black Klansman. Your first role was in Mo Better Blues.
That's right.
Yeah, but your first job was as a hotel doorman, where you interact with a lot of people. So did that teach you anything about acting?
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of worked on my act out there because I was Nick the doorman for 10 years. And I kind of used to put on a show. Me and my friends, they were all young. And it was like street theater. The curtain came down, Central Park South. I would come out in my uniform. And half of the time, I would be commiserating with people, celebrities, all kinds of things, running up and down the street. So I learned a lot about people, about life. I kind of grew up on the door, and I didn't finish college. I kind of got sidetracked. I was going to be a theater major, and the whole thing wasn't for me at the time. I wasn't disciplined. And then, but by the time I got serious about it, I think being on the door and growing up in a real situation helped me as an actor later on. It kind of, certain things were limited. I wish I could have, maybe worked at it and done more theater, but I think I saw a lot there. And I think it, you use all that stuff, life experience, because I was in the thick. And even when I started acting, I go back to the door and people would be like, wow, I just saw you in the movie. What are you doing here? Well, this is my job, and they were like, yeah, but you were really good. I go, yeah, no, I knew I was kind of working towards something. One time Matt Dillon stopped me. He was like, dude, you're a good actor. And I go, thank you. And I said, yeah, but I work here. And he was like, no. He goes, you're really good. So I was like, no, the doorman thing was great. I had 2 pilot deals about the whole doorman thing. I don't want to go into that at HBO and FX, and we never got it made, me and my brother. It could have been a great show. And then I shot like a spec pilot. So who knows, maybe one day I could revive that whole doorman thing. And I just couldn't play I'm too old now. I'd have to play one of the older, like Bellman.
Yeah.
But
I was kind of online with Bobby. Yeah. It's cute. It's really cute.
Oh, you saw that? You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's like 3-minute clip or something like that. Yeah, it's really cute.
But it was a good experience. I directed it. I was running around, and we were shooting at the St. Moritz, which is now the Ritz-Carlton. So we had real doormen and fake doormen, and like they let me shoot. I just stayed out of their way. It was crazy. Bobby Cannavale was like, wow, how the hell are you doing this? I go, we're just doing we were winging it. And people were like, we were directing traffic, and cops came by. They go like, Nick, what's going on? I go, nah, nothing. Just doing a little thing. Go ahead, So I was like, they go, only you could pull that off. Because, I'm a New Yorker. So, we were able to kind of like do it guerrilla style. And it had some good things in it. It was an interesting world.
Well, let me ask you one more question before we go. Tell me about the show you're working on with your son, Band of Idiots. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. We've been developing this this pilot for a couple of years now. Actually, we've been developing it, and we kind of, we had got off to a good start, and a lot of people liked it initially, and then COVID came and then kind of set us back. But then my brother took an interest in it, John. He's interested in directing and maybe producing, and now we brought a showrunner on. So we just did our first pitch at a big streaming place, and so we just and that went really well. And my brother thinks it's really good. So, and he turns television down. So I think we're gonna get it made. I really do. It's a funny show about a bunch of high school kids and an older guy who is trying to live through them. He doesn't want to grow up. And it's sort of like 2 different worlds, the world of, today, and then an older guy who's like a big kid, but, it's like these 2 worlds collide. And it's funny as hell because it's all based on my son's friends at high school that I used to hang out with. I was kind of part of the pack, I was part of the wolf pack, but I was like Big Nick and he was Little Nick. And It's good. I mean, it's funny, and it'd be a great vehicle for both of us.
Yeah, well, it sounds great. Us Italians will be rooting for it. Hopefully, we'll see it soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nick. Grazie mille. Take care.
All right. Take care.